I try to, when I decide if I want to read a book, to read the description the author gives first. That gives you a very good excuse me, indication as to what a novel book is about. The Alpha Protect Procreate Prevail from Eric Vall. It's 246 pages. The description is as follows. I was a nerd, for crying out loud, a college student, just doing his best to survive. I can't be a werewolf. I have midterms next week. But apparently, fate has plans for me. Because one day I was just Jessie Rave, and the next day I'm the Alpha, the legendary way shifter who is meant to impregnate every possible shifter species Omega female and rule the world. If I don't get killed by another alpha first, of course. There is no age restriction, but there is definite sexual content, and a lot of it. The thing I also look at is the cover. That's what first draws me to the novel when I search through Amazon. This cover is cute, sexy, and apparently he's got in Patreon, if you join him there, a few more risque covers for you to peruse. The novel is written out of a male perspective. Most of the novels are written that I've read are written out of the female perspective, and other perspectives are sometimes given in the novel. Female perspective and her harem um, is sometimes a chapter or two dedicated to them. This one is totally out of the first person view of the male protagonist. Protagonist, yeah, which is my book very unusual. Most novels are written by a male. Most novels are written by females. So it really gives the male perspective very nicely. Eric Vale, the way he wants to write, and I quote him, I write books that I would want to read, which is, in my opinion, a very good way to do it. Also, he has a Patreon page, and on his Patreon page, he gives a summary of his novels, the style of his novels. He says, all my books have a badass male protagonist, MC, who you love to read about. A harem of beautiful and powerful women that love the MC. Epic adventure and plenty of humor. In the novel I'm reviewing, he delivers on everything. Jesse is a badass protagonist. His harem is cute, lovable, and they are totally devoted to him. And there's epic adventure and humor. Well delivered. It's important for me to read the first part of the novel before I actually read the whole one, because that will give me an indication as to the style of the author and if I would like reading it. Now, the novel I'm reviewing, I'm going to read you just the first few words of it. They're all out of Mountain Dew. I looked the cooler up and down again and hoped for a miracle, but no dice. How a convenience store could be out of such a popular drink was a mystery to me. But it was about to be a real tragedy for the other guy. The voice on the other end of my phone groaned, Dude, are you serious? I wanted to laugh, but Benji sounded so bummed that I didn't want to push it. Dead serious, dude. I've looked all over this mini-mart. No dew. I heard a snort from the front of the store. No doubt it came from the cashier behind the register. We were the only two people in this semi-claustrophobic space, so there was no possible way she couldn't hear my conversation. How are we supposed to play D&D with no you, Jessie? Benji whined, and this time I did laugh. Benji had such a flair for the dramatic sometimes. I'm not going to read more, but I read this and I liked it. I liked the style with which he wrote. And if you take the description into account, this is the pre werewolf Jesse. We're starting with his normal life, going about his nerdy ways, playing Dungeons and Dragons. So this intrigued me. I wanted to read more. I wanted to see where it was going, how he was going to become a werewolf, how he is drawn into this world. And the characters, you could, just from just few paragraphs, you can feel the characters. You immediately know their personalities, and I want to get to know them. From this few paragraphs, I want to get to know Benji. I want to get to know Jesse. I want to know the dynamic between the two. And this is one of the big reasons that I read the novel. I like this, I read it.